A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham and Orleans set for the first rivalry matchup of the 2019 Cape League season. Josh Schaefer joined by Anglers manager Tom Holliday, and it's time for today's Manager's Show. Coach, thanks for joining us. I like the new hat.
I'd like to know who our rivalries are. I think you said that yesterday. So what, are we a rival to everybody?
No, rival with Orleans, and then just everybody else in the East Division, I suppose. I say Orleans. What do you say? I
say the whole division is like really, really good, and somebody in our division is not going to get in, and it's going to be a dogfight from what I've seen.
How do you feel about Wareham as a rival?
I don't even know where Wareham is. Well, Wareham's down on the bridge, right? Down. See, I take a little nap on that ride, and then by the time I get there, it's like, where am I? And then I see the black field, and I know who it is.
See the black field and you know who it is. Yeah. They've got the stone dust in Wareham. All right, Coach.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the stone dust. They've got that dark gray infield. Anyway, Coach, Orleans Firebirds in town today. You get a home and home on the 4th as tradition. So here today at Eldridge Park in Orleans tomorrow, kind of a playoff feel, also kind of a real college baseball pro feel where you see the same team 2 games in a row. Is that a positive for you guys?
Well, it's like when you win, you want to play. Like you win last night in a game that, quite frankly, we were just so-so for 6-7 innings. Pitched really well, to keep us in the game, but we were lethargic offensively the whole night. And then we turned around, played the last 3 innings to win. So you get a win, and that ought to make you, want to come to the yard today. But now all of a sudden we got that change in the temperature here. It went from that real cool air every day to hot. So now it's hot, and I got some guys kind of moping around today. So I'm going to play a lineup that basically has a meaning to me, maybe not to them, but it does to me. And this is a good ball club. This is the best team in the league right now. So we'll find out tonight if we're any good.
Well, we'll find out tonight indeed. Coach, your lineup composition, I've asked you about it a couple times this year. Today, 8 righties and a switch hitter. Why the composition this way today?
Well, we're facing a lefty that doesn't walk anybody. And the fact is that when this thing shrinks itself, and I'm saying that in real honesty, when the roster shrinks down to what it's going to end up being, we've got to hit left-hand pitching. And I got to know who can do it. And I feel good about facing right-handers. I mean, even though that guy last night, he ate us up, probably ate us up by just being more aggressive than us. And so tonight we face a lefty who doesn't like to walk anybody. So it's almost a hit your way into the lineup or hit your way onto the roster.
So a lefty today for the Firebirds, a righty last night for Harwich, and your team only scoring 3 runs, no extra base hits last night. But what does it say about your team that you can go in, don't hit any extra base hits, and still beat the best pitching staff in the league?
I think that's what baseball really is. I think that's what everyday baseball is all about. If you score 15, and the normal thing the next day is to be flat as a pancake. So we stayed very normal. We were flat as a pancake, but we won. That's the good thing, and I've said to him a couple times, you're just a collection of bodies that likes to play, and some of you are really good, some of you are good, and some of you are just, average college baseball players. But what you are is just a collection of people. You'll turn into a team when winning a game as a team starts to mean something to you, and that's a hard emotion to draw inside 8 weeks. Last year, it kind of happened about the same time it's happening right now, and that group last year, they just like to come to the yard and hit. So they became a hitting monster group, and BP was fun to watch because it was like the 4th of July every night in batting practice. So this year's ball club, I really think our pitching sets the tone. And even though last night Dabo was good, it looked like he couldn't give up anything because their guy was just putting zeros on the board, all night long. So Parker Scott in the middle of that ball game last night gave us a chance to win. If a game gets 3 or 4 runs down, it's hard to come back. And he kept it at 2. We scratch 1, make it 2-1, then we tie it. But Parker Scott kept us in that game last night. And I thought Vernon and Merriman late were fun to watch. I mean, they should have tied us up, and they give us a double play on a line drive right at our shortstop, which that was a gift. And we turn around and win that ball game. But we've got to find some guys who can hit left-hand pitchers, and that's what I'm looking at tonight.
Well, Tom, your team gave up 2 runs in the first 2 innings last night, and then the pitching staff went to work after that 7 shutout innings for the A's last night against the Harwich Mariners. Coach, before we let you go, I've been told that you've had a couple of run-ins with some birds here at Veterans Field.
Yeah.
What's the situation?
Well, when I finally realized that they weren't painting that light standard up there, and that the white stuff on my left shoulder, on the back of my hat, and on my left thigh was bird dew, it was like, okay, so what? That's supposed to be good luck. Yeah, and then the next time I come out here, like 2 days later, and sit, next home game, and I get it like all over my left arm. It actually nailed Cookie, me, and the Bat Boys. So I realized that the birds don't like us, and so they brought a whole gang of them, and they bombed that area over there. And what do they say about doing it the third time? Is that like borderline idiot when you just sit there and just keep taking it?
Where else are you going to sit?
Well, I'm going to try sitting over on the wall over there. And,
okay.
In the stands? Listen, if the birds get me again tonight, and all you got to do is just check this blue thing for white spots.
All right.
Now, it only stays white for so long, then it turns real dark later on. But if I get nailed again tonight, it's a personal thing, and I'll realize that they're after me, and then I got to start figuring out who those birds are. Because, some people believe in reincarnation, and I do have some people that I would imagine would like to fly over and drop on me. So if it happens again tonight, I'll go back through the books and try to figure out who my enemies are.
Have you guys won any of the games that you've been dropped on?
We have.
Well, then it is good luck.
And maybe they were friends of mine. They're just saying hi, but they keep saying hi all over my jacket and my hat, and just about wore my hat out. So even my shoes, you can see the little white spot down there. But it's become a habit, and Cookie got it last time. So maybe they're buddies of ours from back in the old days.
Well, Tom, thanks for joining us today on one of the strangest and probably grossest manager shows we've had in the past 2 seasons. Good luck the next 2 days against the Firebirds.
I've used the word gross, but then I started thinking maybe it is good luck, or maybe it's just welcome to Chatham.
It very well could be. We'll throw things back to Cooper Boardman to hear his take on all this grossness.